It does, really. I mean, it adds some new excitement, really. I mean, we all got a call about last March, so it's been about 8 months we've been involved, and they said, come along and audition for the new musical, Never Forget, featuring the song To Take That, and 7 or 8 auditions later, here we are. We've just done a tour around UK and played to over 100,000 people. We're going out on tour again in February, and then we come to the Savoy Theatre in the West End on the 7th of May. So the journey so far has been pretty manic, but a great buzz.
It really is perfect timing. Take That couldn't be bigger now, probably bigger than they were when they first launched all those years ago. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it is a complete coincidence that the show came out at the same time. You know, this show has been in planning for 3 years, so they obviously reformed, and it all came together as one great success.
Tell us about your careers. How are you here today? How did you get chosen? Because presumably a lot of people wanted this role, did they?
Absolutely. I mean, Tim and I, we're talking about the amount of people that were up for the auditions, and apparently it was 3,000 people we managed to beat to the role. So we're pretty chuffed to be just sitting here talking to you. So no, we had a lot of hard work to do in the auditions, but like I say, here we are.
Why you then?
Because Dean's brilliant.
And so's Tim. We can't really answer that. You'll have to speak to the producers and directors.
You obviously fitted the bill, I guess.
We fitted the criteria, what they wanted, and here we are.
Tell me about the show. How is it set? Is it like Mamma Mia, where there's a silly story around the songs, or is it like We Will Rock You, where it's another silly story about the songs? What is it?
Well, it's a story around the songs. It's not silly. It's written by Danny Brocklehurst, who obviously wrote Shameless and Clocking Off and Talk to Me and lots of gritty TV drama. And obviously this is a new medium for him. So it's a story with a lot of heart, a lot of humour, a lot of passion as well, I think. And obviously the story was written first, and then the songs were woven in afterwards. So it's a different experience, I think.
And like you say, the Mamma Mia and the We Will Rock You stuff is slightly tongue-in-cheek. We tried to be a bit truer to the stuff that's going on stage, really. The songs are so theatrical, but actually fit into our story pretty perfectly. So it makes for a good night out.
One of my favourite lines in We Will Rock You is where Scaramouche says to Galileo, "How are we going to get there?" And the ensemble burst into "Bicycle, bicycle."
Exactly.
Are there any moments like that?
There are many moments like that, I have to say. We haven't gone that far with it.
Has it changed things knowing now that you're going to the West End? Because that wasn't necessarily the case in the beginning, was it?
No, I mean that was the plan, but like you say, these things don't tend to happen for a very long time, and for it to happen as quickly as it has is a huge thrill and testament to the show that it's been such a major success. But the 5 of us especially, we've had a great company, but the 5 of us do a lot of these radio things and press shoots, and we've just had a fantastic time. The hype about it and the public reaction has just been absolutely thrilling, and we can't wait to embark on the new journey, really.
It's quite good we all get on, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we do. We all get on, and people say, do you get on, or has Robbie left, or has Gary and Robbie had a fight? But actually we get on so well that it's just been an absolute privilege.
Help me with this one. Are you the fat Gary or the new sexy Gary?
Tim, I think I'll throw that one over to you. What
great. I've got to
am
make
I
this
the fat
decision.
Gary? Am I the
Well, Dean, you're not my type. But no, for that you'd have to watch the DVD or come and watch the show and make up your own mind.
I'd hate to think that I was the fat Gary, put it that way.
Dean's not a fatty.
It is exhausting. We all have to look after ourselves especially well. I mean, in any show you have to take care of yourselves, but this is, like you say, it's Take That, and the songs are so theatrical, and then the dance routines are
and people
so
have
exhausting.
Certain expectations from Take That concerts, and obviously the show as well. There is a little bit of a concert aspect to the show as well. So yeah, we had a bit of boot camp, haven't we, from Karen Bruce, choreographer, which has been quite intense.
It is tough, but like I say, it's we're going into work and having a great time. So you kind of don't think about being tired until you get home to bed and you hit the pillow and you're absolutely exhausted. But no, doing the job is just brilliant.
How difficult is it vocally? Because some of those numbers are anthemic, like Never Forget. Songs like that are massive and very high numbers. And Gary makes it sound so easy when he hits those high notes.
He does, and that makes people think that the songs are easy to sing. And I tell you, but singing, I sing a lot of the songs in the show myself, and they're not easy to sing. But we're all trained vocally and physically, and we've all been through the training to get us ready for this sort of thing. So. At times it is tough, and if you're tired and you get a sore throat, then you just have to, like I say, look after yourselves and get on with it. But they are tough songs to sing, but I'm thrilled to be doing it.
Forgive me for this, and I know I'm going to offend, but I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. Let's be honest. There's only one really talented one in Take That who seems to do everything. The piano playing, the singing, all the top notes. The rest just seem to be backing singers. Is it more equal in this musical production?
Well, Obviously, Dean gets a lot of songs because obviously Gary's got that certain sound, and obviously Dean has got a very similar sound to his voice as well, which is amazing. And obviously because Dean's the lead in the show, and the story evolves around his character's journey throughout the show mainly. So obviously he's going to have more songs than the rest of us, but we do get an equal share.
Yeah, I mean, thing to remember about Take That is it wasn't about Gary. You know, if the four of the guys weren't there, then they wouldn't be Take That. And this show is a celebration of their music, and our show celebrates the talent on stage. And I have to say that, you know, everybody in the show is fantastically talented.
You know, you're talking about 5-part harmonies, and obviously because Gary sang the lead, obviously that means that's the most memorable harmony line that obviously everyone remembers. But the other guys, you know, there's some really complicated harmony lines in the show, which, you know, attributes to the Take That sound.
How do you deal with the Robbie Williams thing in the show?
Well, the Robbie Williams thing doesn't really come into our show because there is 5 of us in our show. You know, Craig Ells, who can't be with us today, plays Robbie, and we deal with the early stuff. And like I say, the story isn't based on Take That, so the Robbie thing doesn't really come into it. Although there is a member of our band that does leave. I'm not going to give it away. He does come back, but he also leaves. So
he doesn't go and appear in Coronation Street or something, does he?
No, he doesn't go and do that, that's for sure.
I just very finally want to talk about what it's like to be on tour with a show. Is it as sexy as it appears? I mean, it seems a very glamorous lifestyle, being the star of the Take That show. For the girls who can't get the real Take That boys, I presume you're second on the list, aren't you?
Well, do you know what? We have had an awful lot of hardcore Take That fans come along, and they've absolutely loved it. But getting back to the glamour of touring, it's not quite as glamorous as you think. You know, it's very grueling schedules, and we're doing an awful lot of travelling, and it is tough, but, you know, we love it, and, you know, long may it continue until we get to the West End, and everyone's welcome to come along.
What is it with theatres backstage that they're so grotty? They can spend $10 billion on a production, but then they'll spend £1.50 on the dressing room. It's bizarre, isn't it?
It does tend to be the case. You know, we've all been in West End theatres, and we've seen some sites, and it is, but that kind of adds to the you know, the spirit of the theatre, and we know that side of it as well as everybody else. So
also having to say, theatres on tour are in general a lot better than the West End ones.
They are, actually. It's a good point.
Well, normally the ones on tour haven't got rats, for a start. Have you been in the theatres in London with the mice running past while you're in the middle of a show? Or?
Yes, I did the Woman in White at the Palace, and there's plenty of mice there, let me tell you.
Oh, I didn't know you were in that. Wasn't that the most depressing show that's ever been in the West End?
That was my first job. I loved it.
Oh, God, I felt like killing myself by Act 2. I really did. You see, I'm more of a fan of the Take That kind of thing, something that's going to entertain me and bring me to life.
Well, there's something there for everyone, so come along and see the Take That show.
Absolutely. Listen, congratulations on the show. It has had remarkable reviews, because, let's be honest, it was there to be shot down by the press, wasn't it?
Of course. You know, you put it out there and you think, well, they'll either love it or hate it. And actually, you know, we've had some fantastic reviews. You know, things like The Times, a polished production that pushed all the right buttons, is a huge plus for us to get from, you know, a newspaper of the Times standard. So you know, the reviews have been amazing, and like I say, we just cannot wait to get into this foy, and hopefully the success will continue.
But also it's the audiences that make a show, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the atmosphere in the theatres, I can't explain it to you. You know, the first night in Cardiff at the Millennium Centre was just amazing, and it's continued,
hasn't it? Because every single show we've done in every single venue, every single day of the week has given us exactly the same response.
It's been the same reaction, so you kind of know that it works, and you kind of know that people want to come and see it. So, like I say, get down to the Savoy. There are certain little changes that we're making, and things are tweaking all the time, so it's only going to get bigger and better.
Have the boys been in yet?
They haven't been in. They will be invited to London. You know, they're so busy at the moment on their tour, so hopefully we'll see them there.
What are they making of it? Have you had any word back?
We've had parents in. We've had Robbie's mum was in Stoke, and she loved it. And I spoke to Jason Orange's dad in Manchester, and he was just about to ring Jason and tell him what a great night out it is. So things are looking good.
Congratulations. It's coming to the West End. It's the big new Take That show. And thank you very much for talking to me, guys.
Thanks, Alex.